Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I hadn't originally intended to be doing this right now, but last night was the Pandæmonium update, which will be in the title, so that's why you're here, I'd imagine. And I was laying in bed, and I was like, I may as well record it, you know? Instead of just doing it on my own and then maybe doing it later for the recording. Just do it now. Just do it now! So here we are. I just logged in and tweaked my settings so the screen will hopefully be a little less clustered. Clustered? I tried to combine cluttered and clusterfucked. A little less cluttered with other character names and whatnot. But that means I also have to do my retainers. Sell that, sell that. Oh, it's Tuesday. So that means I have to do Enclave and Tails. And yes, I've got a ton of silver pieces. Excuse me, it's cold outside, so I'm kind of flimmy. Gonna try to not do that. But, I keep a ton of silver pieces because, at the Enclave, since I have it maxed out, I can get 40,000 gil a week just selling them stuff, and 40 stacks of silver pieces is 40,000. You can easily get them doing retainer ventures, and fools on the market board tend to sell them for under price. So I'll buy a stack of like 20 of them for 400 gil each, and then I'm making like 25,000 gil in profit. Good work, people. That's the economy. They're getting a little bit, and I'm getting a hell of a lot more. I don't mind waiting and doing it once a week. So, I'm in Ishgard now, because, when I log in, at the beginning of the week, I can pick up the new hunt. Omnis and As Its Law, sure. And then it is cheaper to go to Idleshire to get my tails. I may have mouse turned on. Gonna lose sound real quick. Capture cursor. I want to turn that on because I do use the mouse sometimes. You'll notice, obviously, well, hell, the last time when I streamed doing Gunbreaker stuff, I play with a controller, even though I'm on PC. I started... well, it's been a while since I've done the last bit. I started this game with the closed beta for Realm Reborn back on PS3. And then when I got the PS4, I played on that. And it wasn't until maybe a year ago now, I switched over to... Whenever I got this new laptop, maybe a year ago or so, I switched to the PC version because my new computer can run it very well, and I can play it at school or whatever while I'm waiting between classes. I don't play it on console now because the resolution, I guess, it messes with the UI. I don't remember if it's on PC or on the PlayStation, but when I adjust it for one of them and I log into the other, the UI is I've got it here set up, it all clusters up in here. I have no idea what's going on with that. So I just gave up. I know you can, like, put presets for the UI, so I could, like, switch 1 for the PC and preset 2 for the PlayStation. Whatever. And I don't need to be buying this game twice for both of them, for the expansion licenses. You know what? Let's do the Enclave now while I'm thinking about it. While I'm just chatting randomly. So I will say the point of this video is I'm doing the Pandæmonium raids. I'm also going to adjust the mic a little bit, so you can only accept them once you have finished the Endwalker main scenario. I haven't been to any of the Endwalker areas yet in this video, but based on the teaser that they had for it in the post-credits, for want of a memory, I'm going to say main scenario spoilers, probably for where it takes place. I'm not going to say where it takes place because that's part of the story, and it is an important part of the story that has not been discussed before it comes up. So I'm getting that out of the way right now. Don't be posting comments. "Hey, you posted story spoilers, bro." You were properly warned. Alright. Got my tails, did that. Let's go to Old Charlayan. Endwalker content starts now. You'll also see I am a summoner. That is currently my only level 90 class. Job. Whatever you want to call it. Instead of Reaper. I think here, let me just pull up my, I don't do much crafting. I only have Weaver and Goldsmith that high, so I could get the, Namazu and Dwarf mounts. I need to level them, like, at least to 50, so I can do the company workshop stuff myself. That's, the drive for me getting that done. But these are my actual classes. Summoner and Scholar level up at the same time, for those who didn't know, because they share the class Arcanist. Once you hit 30, it splits between the two, but they both gain experience at the same time for that. I am a very bad Scholar. White Mage is my main healer, then Astrologian. I leveled up Sage some, playing with my sister. Unfortunately, it has a lot of the problems that I don't like about Scholar. The barriers are cool and all. I feel that Sage does barriers a lot better than Scholar does, just mechanically and the way it implements them, but the healing potency is so low. You just have trouble recovering from emergency situations. And Reaper's almost 83, actually. I do enjoy Reaper. That's probably the first melee DPS I'm gonna get up to 90 for the role quest stuff. And Paladin's just always been my main tank. So when I started the game, back on the official release, I started as an Arcanist. And then the pet system was horrible back then. And I was like, man, screw this. So when I got to Ul'dah, I became a gladiator. And I played Paladin the rest of Realm Reborn. Near the end towards, like for the post Realm Reborn stuff, I switched to White Mage. Heaven's Word, I played through Machinist. Stormblood was Samurai. Shadowbringers was Dancer. And I had intended to either do Reaper or Sage for Endwalker, but I felt, considering it's like the end of this arc, it was more appropriate for me to switch back to Arcanist, especially since they completely changed the job. I always went back to Summoner a little bit in post-game to level, and they progressively made it better, and I liked it in Shadowbringers, but this is the best iteration of Summoner. You can also see, for the people who care, most of my gear is 570, and if it's not, it's 560. I haven't gotten the rest of the 570 stuff just because of time. I just didn't. That's where we're going. I just haven't gotten there yet, but also, from here on, it's full spoilers. I'm even going to be talking about things that I'm not doing. So, full spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hydaelyn Extreme and Zodiark Extreme drop 580 gear. Or totems for them, at least. I spent 70 minutes trying to get into Zodiark yesterday. To hell with that. But that and Pandæmonium have level 580 gear. So why go through the trouble to get more 570 when I can just end up getting something better? Especially when those are accessories, and I only need one piece to trade from Pandæmonium to get a 580 piece. It just didn't make sense. Alright, the Crystal from Beyond, this is the start of the Pandæmonium stuff. What is that? Quick Arm? I do not need that. I will take that Savage Aim materia, though. Nimgigi nods at you as if she was expecting your arrival. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very... Holy shit, we just started! I would encounter none other than Ezzy, the hero who saw us through the final days. Yeah, spoilers are cemented. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for... Well, let's not concern ourselves with that. I am Nimgigi, assistant to one Professor Claudian. We work with the Ichthyscope to observe the ethereal sea and delve into its myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our every conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it, however, so we hope that you may see something in this crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye at Aporia. Professor Claudian will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. So, I thought it was going to be an alliance raid. I didn't consider that those don't start until the 0.1 patches. Pandæmonium is a normal raid, so it's really more a series of boss fights. Where the hell is Aporia? Oh. Okay, we're getting to extreme spoilers now. And I'm going to get even more spoilery when I say I thought this was going to take place in Elpis. Hey, Deeth. Yeah, I turned names down, because, whoo, that's already a cluster. Who am I looking at? Okay. New content day! Greetings, Ezzy, and welcome to my humble laboratory. I am sure Nimgigi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I am Claudian. I don't know why I said Claudian before, like the Yu-Gi-Oh card. Leader of this little research collective. Well, it's an archetype. I must admit, I've been very nervous about this meeting ever since Nimgigi set out to find you. I'm also adding words now. For a researcher in my field, there is no greater an honor than to meet the first woman in history to traverse the ethereal sea and return to tell the tale. That was actually a really cool dungeon. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements to his own name. He's peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Charlayan, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Peerless, perhaps, but for a single woman, we must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from her, and perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the three of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the Antitower in the Dravanian hinterlands. There we spoke with Hydaelyn, and learned of the fate that would befall this star, the final days. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the Aetioscope, I don't know, did we continue our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it can glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of normal crystals by orders of magnitude, and its shape resembles nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was very nearly forgotten amidst the sudden upheaval. And all the shuffling around you had to do. Now, but thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. Thus do we decide to seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets. And now we would have you see for yourself. Here's the crystal in question. I saw a picture of it in the patch notes. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. It's a convocation crystal. Mm-hmm. But whose? Memory abides within this crystal. As I thought, you do know what this is. Please, tell me everything. If I recall, before the world was sundered, Emmett Selk took the memories of most of the convocation and crystallized them. Or not even the convocation, but his friends. Just peoples. I see, the Ascians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. Yep, they're memory tanks. It was plain that this crystal was special somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages. Memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storied stones passed from master to student. Job crystals, you know. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? He's talking to himself, whatever. Ascian memories, windows through which we can gaze upon the convocation of 14. Unlike the crystal in Ezzy's story, this one does not bear the mark of the convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? That guy is just going to stand there and say nothing. That's his contribution to this whole thing. Professor Claudian. I'm surprised I got in so easily. It's 11 a.m. when I did, and I only had like 20 people ahead of me. Huh? Yes? I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there's propriety to consider. We have a guest. One you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? What? Oh, yes, of course, our guest. Terribly sorry, I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. I do the same thing, dude. Perhaps a more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up that crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. If anyone, message, come. Pandemonium, please. Faces. Faces! Grave threat. Star. In danger. It's a distress beacon. That expression does not bode well. What did you see? Shit's fucked, man. Pandemonium. 'Tis not a word I've heard before. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue served me, it means all demons. Not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. In the event that another star-shattering cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Mgigi? Rusino? I entrust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. Poor Rusino. As for you, Ezzy, there is a person I would have you seek. The one who has delivered so dire a warning. Their story tells us that this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that's the case, then discerning the nature of this pandemonium would require a trip far into the past, to an era before the Sundering. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat. A very spoilery individual, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. We're playing Legacy of Kain now. Time travel! I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beggar belief, but their veracity has been a subject... their veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that that every incredible exploit is fact. You are putting a lot of faith in that. So I ask you now, return to the past. Find out what and where Pandemonium is, and if we need be concerned by this message. So I was right, it is an Elpis. Okay. Thank you. For the time being, we should keep this crystal in your possession. I do not think you've seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach your source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. I have to do it from the Crystarium. I don't actually go to Elpis. Either way, I have to use the Nathrite ticket. The Crystarium. I know most people, like, cover the chat box just for privacy and crap. I more don't want you to have to put up with all the extra shit that people, like, shout around and crap. I have a tab to turn that off, and yet I still just keep getting extra. And I don't care, and frankly, it's just a mess. So you get Frank instead. Yeah, that's not an actual door. Fake door. It's a fake. We've done this song and dance. If receives this message. Oh, I think it's auto advancing. Oh, I gotta read fast. Come, Pandemonium, quickly. So if I have to do it from here, does that mean... Okay. It's a completely separate area from the rest of Elpis? That face, though. That's how I feel most of the time. Ugh. Sorry, Brodaleski. He reminds me of another character, but I can't figure out who. I don't think it's Final Fantasy. But like a different color for the hair. It's from a game, or maybe it's just like generic anime. I don't know. Could it be? Why are you kind of dressed like a slut? No, of course not. Apologies for the briefest moment I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. Yeah, I'm not Asm, sorry. It happens a lot, though. She told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so... literal. So, Vana had a white robe, and so did Elidibus, and so does he. Themis. What's the significance of that? I thought Elidibus had it because he was the warrior of light. But now... 3. No, there were 3 of them! Ah, apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themis. As you can see by my bare face, I'm not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I am come here on an assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do know how to make an entrance. I must wonder what brought you here, for it is plain that you do not belong here, or any place I know for that matter. I should have checked the map to see where I was. I'm Asm's familiar. Keep it simple. It appears my initial impression was not too preposterous after all. I did not know my friend had such a unique familiar at her disposal. If you are here at Asm's behest, then I believe I can hazard a guess as to your purpose. You're here to investigate Pandæmonium, yes? Why, now that you mention it. If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain how you came to collide with my skull? This is, Hyperdimension Neptune, dude. We just started. I gotta fall from the sky. I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at this crystal of yours. It should be super familiar, dude. It's probably yours. Man, like this whole voice crack, Elpis section of the story, I was just thinking about the temporal prime directive, and how I'm shouldn't be saying anything, and then they're like, tell us, and your character's like, okay, whatever, and you just tell them everything. So, hey, don't do that! Fascinating. While I cannot say much as to what it contains, it is clear that there are memories stirring within. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandæmonium. Did he not? I'd imagine, yeah, he didn't send that yet. The facility extends beneath Elpis, and forgive my yawns. It is overseen by the words of La Habrea. I guess La Habrea was the one in charge of, like, the creation labs, right? It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects, and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding ether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandæmonium ceased. I'm here as representative of an organization that works directly with the Convocation, and I've been tasked with investigating this incident. I read that there were a lot of big words in that sentence, and I did that just fine. Why can I not read the word "and"? Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next? Give me that crit. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. It's gonna be muted, but that's why it's muted. Ooh. Sorry. It's like 50 degrees Fahrenheit here in Texas, and that's pretty cold for us. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. They can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Mylene in Aporia or Joel in Radzethan. It's gear items like Eden. Oh, yeah. It's just part of the Elpis map. Okay. Where familiars dare. Quick tongue materia, that's what I need. Themis is eager to commence the investigation into Pandæmonium. I cannot fly here. I haven't gotten all that Aether stuff in any of the new areas yet. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandæmonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement could work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from the falling star I had been waiting so long for. Originally, I had planned to conduct my investigation with the friend I mentioned earlier. She had also noticed the anomaly near Pandæmonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate it together. However, she eventually decided that it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it could raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but she left me with these words. Fear not, for in my absence a star shall fall before you. While I could not comprehend her meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. She does have a way of being right about these things. Wait, is this Azim or Vanat he's talking about? Because the white robe could be like an organizational thing. Even so, her hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say that I'm grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Habrea for entry into Pandæmonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at Ananorsis. That's not a real word. You can't get on me about reading that one wrong. I don't have to fly anyway, it's just over here. I tend to just do Mount Roulette. It's like, whatever. Choose a handful of the ones that I like, and there we go. And I should also say that I am using Materia 9 right now. I use 10 when I can. It's just hard to get a hold of. So I use it not only because I'm going to be replacing most of this gear anyway, but I swap it with 10 when I'm able to get it. Words of La Habrea Speaker, huh? A lot of... yeah. What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the convocation's request, the two of you have been re-granted leave to observe Pandæmonium. I shall register your ether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandæmonium as you please. Oh wow, it's super easy to get into and out of this super secret facility. Well, maybe not secret, but highly restricted. Oh, that was a painless process. I take this as a sign that we were meant to conduct our investigations together. I don't know, security's been pretty lax in this whole place. Of course, while you've been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. I'm going to be killing most of them. You are to heed the warder's instructions at all times. Those who conduct their work within Pandæmonium are called warders for their role with respect to the creatures within. Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Habrea have deemed certain such creations as worthy of further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their days in Pandæmonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandæmonium is a frightful place. I do not know the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from there. Yeah, we kinda had bad rubs with La Habrea. Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss as of late. The warders have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations of ether have been discovered, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if they were anything worth worrying about. Yeah, huh? I see. It appears La Habrea has kept well abreast of the goings-on here, then. I hope I am not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? We've met. That a mere familiar would have the honor to meet Master La Habrea. He's not known to easily afford others his time, so he must be extraordinary indeed to be granted even a moment of it. Yeah, he may have possessed a few dozen people I've encountered, and then I had to blow him up. Regardless, while I doubt I need to tell you this, he is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. And with that, we're free to make our way to Pandæmonium. The naos that will take us there is on the eastern bank of Lathe. Let us delay no further. Where the hell is that? Oh, that's all the way up. What? That's hard to get to. I'm gonna just teleport over. Ah, damn it. Teleport over here. Now I wish I could fly. So the thing was to the north here, right? Yeah. I should probably have carbuncle, just in case. I will say I've never been fond of Carbuncle as the summon. In Shadowbringers and before that, I've generally had a free, unless I needed to do something specific with Titan or Garuda. But Carbuncle's just kind of eh. Hop. Should be. Well, that's where we're going. Oh, that's a whole thing. Oh wait, is that where those like giant Ochu are? Or they're not Ochu. They're just really nasty pieces of work. Yeah, the Hungering Gardens. Okay. That's a thing. Oh no. So I would like to, at some point, just do a discussion video on Endwalker. I'm not going to do it now, because I'd like to go through, like, the story and really my issues with it. I feel that the problems I have started here in Elpis. I know... The fuck? What? I'm not messing with that. Yeah, I think the same with other people who have had problems with the story. It really started here. And while I feel that the foundation of it was good, they went a little too, like, left field with it. They should have been a little more local with the story, I'll say. They could easily have used things that are brought up here. Things like how sentient creations that are just deemed unworthy are unmade, and the power of emotion that the ancients have no way of... I'm going behind this horse. That they have no way of registering. It'll... Oh, that's not the right way. I almost jumped down that waterfall and screwed myself. I'll definitely do a thing for that at some point. I may just do a video of leveling and talk about it then. I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearances, but is it true that you too have met La Habrea in the flesh? I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journey all the more intriguing. We shall come to know each other in time, I wager, or else why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandæmonium with my own eyes. Here's to a new adventure, eh? Let's go to Pandæmonium. The Final Fantasy IV teleporter. Whoa! Flashing rainbow lights. And really slow camera panning across the ocean. Well, when they initially said Pandæmonium, I thought it would be the version from 2. With like the purple tiles and all that stuff. It is much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that for a moment I thought the ethereal irregularity not nearly so grave a portent as I had imagined. Alas, 'twas a fleeting, vain hope. Fleeing? Not fleeting? Maybe typo, maybe just weird. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. I don't like the swirling demon portals. I'm fine with the cages. The chains, those are actually pretty sick. Cages and chains, yes. Swirling demon portals, Even the finest of masterworks is not without its flaws, however. Whoa, what was that? Someone, or something, is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. It's the ghost of the grapes that they downscaled in Labyrinthos. Fear not, there's no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever's occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory, though the road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there's something you must know. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we're forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Oh, see, it did it again! It's his model! Should I lose focus, Pandæmonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. Were there another way, I would gladly choose it. But let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. If we should fail to find a peaceable solution, then I hope that I can rely on your strength to see us through. Me and 7 of my best friends, huh? This doesn't come as a surprise, to be honest. Eh. At least you received it with good humor. Rest assured, I did not mean to stand by idly while you risk life and limb. I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support. Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had it in mind to use your aether as basis for illusory allies that will fight at your side. Ah, that's how we're explaining it. Perhaps 7 will do. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless. Then so shall it be. Now, what, I wonder, awaits us in Pandæmonium's pitiless halls? Those are some big cages. Asphodelos, the first circle. So, the layers of Pandæmonium are named after the layers of the underworld. Asphodelos, the first one, right? I played a lot of Hades, and just kind of knew most of that anyway, but, you know, it's not information I use regularly. I cannot say for sure what awaits us. Let us make ready for the worst, and we shall not be taken by surprise. So, is Elysium one of them? Asphodelos, the first circle. Normal raids Endwalker. The discovery of a crystal born from the far reaches of the ethereal sea, and a desperate plea contained within lead you once more to Elpis, where your trajectory quite literally collides with that of a young man named Themis. Like you, he is here for answers, seeking the source of an etheric disturbance culminating in loss of contact with the jail housing the ancients' most dangerous creations. is this place, this Pandæmonium, into which you now descend. Time limit 90 minutes, location the gates of Pandæmonium. Awards obtainable weekly. 1 to 8 players, unrestricted parties not allowed. What do you mean unrestricted parties not allowed? Eat shit. Class, Disciples of War, Magic, limited jobs may only participate in pre-formed party. Level 90, average item level 565. What a coincidence. I'm 567. I am overqualified for this. Now, I don't know how long the wait's going to be. I'm probably going to have to trim out. It says 15 minutes, but you never know. I'm probably going to have to trim out the wait. I'm just going to check this out a little bit. The music's pretty nice. The cage like to spin. Damn, those cages are a lot bigger than I thought they were. Cool. Here's the swirly hell portal. Oh, I can just walk through the swirly hell portal. Okay. And because of the nature of this area, it doesn't have an actual map. But we can check it out, at least. I would imagine that this first fight's going to take place in here. I don't know anything about this. The patch went live, I want to say 6 a.m. here. And I started around 11. But again, I didn't actually... The only thing I looked up was I read the patch notes. So I could see where to start. I like to do these things blind when they come out. As they should be done. The only thing I'll look up beforehand are the extremes. If I'm trying to do those. Oh, that was fast. So yeah, I watched a like 12-minute guide to Zodiark Extreme, then waited 70 minutes to not even be able to get into it. And the party finder's horrible. They're all like, oh, 1 player per job. Well, how the hell am I supposed to control that? Alright, let's see what this is. And I was right. It is in here. Run, dude, run! Hustle that bustle. Oh no, we're not going in there. I'll save them. I must. Whoa, what the hell? Dude, what? This appears to be one of the warders we seek, but I'm afraid he's in no state to answer questions. Perhaps you can bring him to his senses? Did that say? Dude, what? I just got here. At first, I thought that this was going to be the first arena, but the other one just looked so much more arena-like. But this is a giant empty square. Oh, that guy's Pompadour. Warder of the Condemned, Asphodelos? My Latin's not very good. Let's get our shit kicked in. First day White Fest, let's go. You got it, Doc. That's why I do these day one. I already feel my HP at 0. Run all you like, but my chains will catch you. Jailer's Flail? I don't know what that... Oh. Oh, that's what that did. What was the tell? That was... Oh, I see. It's the... Okay, he swirls to the chain on the side that he's gonna do it. Warder's Wrath sounds like raid wide. And it is... There's another summoner here. I didn't summon Titan yet. Oh, Pitiless Flail tracks somebody. Uh-oh, stack marker. Jailer's Flail. Okay. You can also kind of tell just by the way he's standing. He's got his shoulder back on the side that he's going to be swinging the flail from. They've already got Enkindle on, so I'm going to wait for Phoenix. Be assailed by ice and flame. I was already talking about the overwhelming cold. Oh, uh-oh, this is going to be like an elemental thing. It said cold, so I'm going to stand by the fire one. Hot spell. Okay, icy. And now that I'm cold, I need to stand on a hot one. Like that. Okay, that's pretty cool. We did it! Yes, my rotationals probably aren't optimal, but I got a lot of shit going on right now. Shiny cells. That's a big circle. Oh, what the hell? This is unique. Aether Chain. Get him, Titan! Oh, I see. He has the light orb now, so it's going to be the blue. I didn't see what the other one was. I was looking at my hotbar, frankly. Aether Flail. Oh, I get it, I get it! Maybe. I thought he was just going to do it on that side. All the red over there, but... Oh, yeah, I was right the first time. It's that side and all of the... No, don't bring it over here, dude. Back the hell up. It's the side that he's doing it on, plus all of the sections of the same color. Aether Flail red on the side I'm on, of course. He's got a pretty big hitbox, actually. Slam shut. Lives of my colleagues are at stake. Oh, that was a lot of damage. Should it cost me my life, I will triumph. Okay, he's on a freak, so... I am cold right now. Oh, yeah, it burns them from the bottom up. Okay, at first I was looking at the, like the number of them, like, oh, if it's... I was in the wrong one. I was too busy explaining the thing. I thought it was like, oh, there's more blue on this one, so it's going to be cold. But no, they go from the bottom up to the top. So if it's blue, red, red, it's going to be cold, hot, hot. Alright. I get it, I get it. I just lucked out the first time. I love the Radiant Aegis. It's nice to have a not only a barrier skill, but one with 2 stacks. At first, I saw it's the 89 trait that you learn. Oh, you can get another stack of it. And I was like, well, that's a waste. But no, that's actually really good. I appreciate it a lot more now. Aether Flail, and then he's doing it on that side, and it's the blue. I want to do Searing Light, and we'll get my thing up, and we'll summon Titan, or not Titan, Fruit. Uh-oh! So the person who gets to the thing also gets to the stack marker. Okay, good to know. I almost made a really bad decision there. That was a monk limit break? Yeah. Who's he targeting? Doc McStuffins. So now I need... Oh, I'm already in a good spot. Don't say good job yet. We're still at 4%. Oh, shit. Oh, hey, don't stand on the line. Lines are bad, okay? But I was trying to run over to the other one. Cause he was turned at a weird angle that time. And I just happened to be on that line when it went off, and it, you know, killed me instantly. Doc did pretty well. I need everything. What did I roll? Well, I do need the ring. The ring is what you trade in for accessories. And right now my accessories are my lowest thing. I got the ring! You can only get one thing per raid per week. So I'm glad I at least got a piece that I can get a piece of gear immediately for. That was a thrilling display. That was a pretty fun one. I like that. It's a good starter. And if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your ether fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warrior, and I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Try he's a lunatic. As he stirs. Huh? Huh? Dude, what the hell? What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation, anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies, and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. Erichthonius. I am Erichthonius, a warder of Asphodelos, Pandæmonium's highest layer, and the place we're in now. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandæmonium? The creations interred within Asphodelos have been set free, and stalk its halls to no end but violence. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each level of Pandæmonium is under the charge of a key ward, who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They're selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember the chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury, then blackness, from which I awoke to find out whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind, perhaps the self-same ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you've come here from the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray, please tell. Nondescript talk emote to horror among horrors. So Pandæmonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual, or individuals that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, if we cannot ascertain their identity. Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take? Purge it. The whole place. Burn it to the ground. Doubtless they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandæmonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. Yeah, that's kind of just their approach to everything. Oh, it didn't work? It's gone. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. You would go alone. I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all cost. And so I must do the same. Themis, I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please, say not a word of this to the Convocation until I've been given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Erichthonios, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back ere we've made an exhaustive survey. Exhaustory is what I was about to say. So for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon. I knew you would be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend, which goes some way toward encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So you agree to help. For the moment, our goals align. The protective magics of Pandæmonium yet hold, so for the moment, time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Ezzy have set us upon. Yeah, me. That's me! Themis and Ezzy, you say? Yes. Thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. See, I'm making up more words. Words, man, we made them up. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandæmonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2. Now, let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you out. Oh no, we have to walk through the demon hell portals. Though, it seems that that's not much of a problem in itself. I was just thinking I should be streaming this, but the whole reason I'm not streaming it is because I don't know how long I'll have to wait in the 2D Finder, and I can just trim it out of a video. Ah well, whatever. Under the surface. Ericthonius is peering into the depths of Pandæmonium. What material is that? Battle Dance, okay. I have plenty of... I think I have Battle Dance 10. Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Naturally. Although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor, our untold hours of study, go to waste. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Smile? I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. That's what I was thinking. Ah, so you've met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandæmonium. I have, yes. My mentor was a previous head of this facility, that is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of Chief Keylord. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with the words. 'Twas she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a Chief Keylord before La Habrea. The motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words, then. You wish also to preserve the work of your mentor. You've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder and cannot wield interment magics. My interment magics are just kill. But of course I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Interment is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the keyword of each tier is permitted to use interment. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. La Habrea himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, interment freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed. While the illusory beings you summoned in our fight suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you already mastered the art of interment, and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I've not the precise understanding of how the invocation interacts with natural laws that would be needed to cast any spells with any consistency. Said spells, even. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of Keyward without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of interment and its inner workings, perhaps... Leave the fighting to me, you two can figure out the rest. My viewers want to see part 2. I dare say we can do just that. Asphodelos, you implied that what prevented you from performing interment was lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep and we would have to start over. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spell cast so many times that their motions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well, let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our methods on one of the escaped creatures, though I suppose there is the matter of finding one. It would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage a single creature that Ezzy could dispatch on her own if the spell were to go awry. I agree, and I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Woohoo! Wahoo! The waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Then that shall be our first target. Or perhaps subject is a better term. Before we commence with the interment magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can entrust you with that task. Yeah, I'll beat the shit out of it. As dependable as ever. Once you've given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the keyword's magic. Until then, my illusions shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. That's why I'm here. Okay, let's go. Get ready to move your fingers. Asphodelos, the second circle, now accessible. The duty finder has been updated with a new regular duty. Duty. Second circle. Water wielding hippocampus. Let me just walk through them real quick. I take it we are each ready to fulfill our respective roles, then. Truth be told, this will be the first time I've practiced magic that requires such a degree of cooperation between parties. How thrilling! Athena ever drove home the fact that our subjects should be treated with the utmost care. It would be best if we could see them confined once again rather than disposed of like beasts gone feral. Yeah, well, that doesn't seem to stop the rest of you guys from just shutting down whatever doesn't work. What is interesting is we've got this huge area here, especially, cool, this hell portal part, this arena is exactly what it is, and we fought back here and then walked straight through it up there. What is up with the hell portals? Come on, healer, I know you haven't had to wait long. I dig this atmosphere. I don't dig the camera getting caught on the statues. I know I've told this story before, which... they timed out. Come on. Speaking of thinking that this would be Pandæmonium from Final Fantasy II, it may well be, and I just don't know. I've played some of 2, but I got lost pretty early in the game, and because of the way the leveling works, I kept running into fights and powering up all of my stats, and I just became too strong and I didn't know where to go and I gave up. I'll have to go back to it at some point. Oh, that's a thing. Yeah, these may be enemies from 2 and I just wouldn't know it. Any returners here? Oh, that's a fellow. Mythic creation, the hippocampus. So already I'm seeing raised platforms, where I'd imagine I'm going to want to stand. Carbuncle's still out, so that's good. And we get bonus aphorism tones. And there's another summoner. I don't recognize any of these names, but... yeah, I don't know if any of these guys were in the last one with me. Murky Depths. I think that was a marker on somebody. No, that's raid wide. Doubled impact. I think that was an attack on both tanks. Spoken cataract. Its head and body are at odds, yet I doubt it signifies anything. Oh! That was interesting. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Oh, I see! Uh-oh. What? What the hell are you supposed to do there? At least I didn't get hit by both of them. I may have just been on the wrong side. Here's the main tank, Masami. Sluices are overflowing. Tainted flood. Yeah, I'd imagine now we don't want to be in the water. Oh, shit. Yona and I just couldn't get in sync. Oh, Yona's the other summoner. Oh, now I feel like a right asshole. Stack. I want to get knocked onto that other square over there if possible. There we go. Yeah, I would imagine that for the electric part, if you're in water, that just instantly wrecks your shit. So the head is over there doing a line AoE. Uh-oh. Line stacker. Whew, that hurt. stay back here with everyone else. Double Ifrit! Dude, don't stack up like that! I'm trying to get all the way over there so we won't be on each other, like... Okay. I was just on the edge of that. I'm gonna wait until this is done. I lost my target lock. Oh, stack up. Dissociation. Ah. Uh-oh, it's over here. I want to try to get knocked this way. Get my shockwave off. Yes. Or not shockwave, slipstream. He's using shockwave. I'm still not entirely sure on the head placement sometimes. Like, what exactly these mechanics portend, but it's an interesting fight. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a line stacker and a proximity marker at the same time. Intriguing. I do like being a summoner because of, well, it's just cool, but Phoenix also really helps the party. Hell, I did a run of Dead Ends yesterday where it was really Phoenix and Raze to supplement the healer. Because it was their first time. Not that they weren't doing a good job, but there was a lot of dying. Dude, back off my shit! I only survived because of my barrier. Oh, now I died. It's Jonah! It's the other summoner keeps riding my ass everywhere I go. I'm gonna wait until Spoken Cataract goes off. Yeah, I still haven't really figured that out. I mean, I think I get it. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Stack, dude. Oh, wow, that just demolishes you instantly. I didn't get my raise off. I was trying to raise the healer, and then I got massacred. Oh, that's not good. Shockwave from the center. Ah, we figured it out. That is teamwork. That's making that dream work. And of course, he's the one in the background. Of course. Healers did well. I'll just roll need on everything. I mean, odds are I'm gonna get this ring. Which, again, I need. I really need... I'm missing my 2 lowest pieces of equipment. My 2 pieces of gear that aren't. And I got the gauntlets. That aren't 570 are accessories. So I'm perfectly fine with getting the rings. And then I got a gauntlet. So now I need another gauntlet and another ring. I knew that you were no mere mercenary. But to make such clean work of the hippocampus, yeah, it went swimmingly, no pun intended. The seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandæmonium, let alone display their skills. Mastery takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection, in no small part thanks to you two. Themis's power was more than enough to complete the interment. Spellcasting was never my strong suit, but that almost made me feel like a proper magos. Truly, having seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with Ezzy, I beg to disagree. Shackles is one exception, and 'tis only because I've been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side to guide me to you. We may prove the impossible possible after all. I'm sticking with that crit materia. It not only increases critical damage, but the chance for a critical hit. So, it's worth it. Themis is pondering the road ahead. I will say it's not worth it on healers. Even if it does increase critical heal chance, spell speed is better for healing, I find. All crit materia for healers. No. Because then what if you don't crit? Well, then your potency's just down. With increased spell speed, you're pumping out the heals more. Come on, people. Oh. While our success in sealing away the hippocampus is certainly heartening, the fact that we have yet to see any other warders concerns me. The key ward in Asphodelos is nothing if not cautious. Doubtless he has gathered what warders he could and retreated to a safe area. I was a wanders. Let us hope so. It occurs to me that I know little of the key wards besides their magical prowess. Is there a lot more you can share? Why does he look like Xenos with a goatee? Of course. A man named Hesperos is in charge of Asphodelos. Not only does he have thorough knowledge of the creatures here, but he takes great pains to be a mentor to each of the warders under his charge. Or he looks like Ansem the Wise. He's done much to ensure that I flourish here, in spite of my ineptitude at magic, and I've always known him to be the sort of man who faces difficult decisions with unwavering composure. Furthermore, key wards are not only masters of interment, they can also bend the hallways of Pandæmonium to their will with creation magics. With all this in mind, I'm certain that so long as Hesperos guides them, the other warders are safe. I can see why absolute control over the environs is imperative. Had we faced the hippocampus among arid sands instead of waterways, I suspect the battle would have ended much more quickly. And yet we did it in the sewer. In any case, if this Hesperos is as capable and caring as you say, we would do well to seek him out as soon as we can. He has like as not taken your colleagues to a secure location. The safest place would be the innermost circle of Asphodelos. From there, they could flee to Abyssos if hard pressed. I take it Abyssos is the second one. Even should they have sought safe haven from within the other circles, if we make for the fourth, we ought to encounter them along the way. Indeed, and we shall gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation within Asphodelos, which will be essential in determining whether we ought to continue down to Abyssos. Oh, we're gonna have to go down to Abyssos. The rub, of course, is that I myself possess no power to bend the circles to my will. Instead, we must proceed through the central corridor, which was barred by the Phoenix, last I checked. Phoenix. I've heard the name before. Oh, Phoenix! Shit! I even read that before. When they mentioned it. And I was like, oh, Phoenix. Yeah, the Phoenix. I've heard the name before. A fiery bird with eternal life. I've got one of those. Beyond unquenchable brilliance, the perfected concept boasts nigh boundless restorative powers, if I recall. Truly an exemplary feat of creation magics. Perfection is ever built on the back of failure, however, and La Habrea suffered countless missteps during his experiments. And he was hardly the only one. This Phoenix may be but one of many attempts at the concept gone awry. Aye, far from evoking wonder, our Phoenix is a creature of fury and wrath, and seeks only to turn the world to ash. Thus it was confined within Pandæmonium. Development of the concept continued elsewhere, but as the moons turned, more and more researchers abandoned the project as an impossibility, save for La Habrea and his words. When I received word that at long last La Habrea had succeeded where so many others had failed, I was nearly overcome. Pray tell, how did the warders of Pandæmonium celebrate their master's accomplishment? We didn't. I don't believe we did. The research of the words of La Habrea has a little consequence to our work here, save for those rare times it charges us with a new specimen. Truth be told, I don't remember anyone making note of the occasion. They're just kind of left here to do their thing and cut off from everyone else, huh? But enough reminiscing. We must make ready to confront the Phoenix. While it's possible that it flew off to some other wing of Pandæmonium, we would make that assumption at our own peril. Better to assume that we'll need to bring Asphodelos' most unruly subject to heel. I certainly see no reason to delay. The Phoenix's power over flame will avail it far less in a barren corridor than elsewhere, so it may well serve us to subdue it sooner rather than later. Oh, we'll just climb a old ladder. Oh, there's a bunch of ladders. That's weird. Who designed this place? That's not, like, convenient or anything. Here it is! Oh, hi, Dracula. What are you doing here? That was, Hippocampus, or whatever his face was. What's this? It was Vexen. It seems whoever is behind this can alter the space around us at will. We face an uphill battle. Impossible. If those were creation magics at work, then that means... Let us confront that reality after we've conquered the enemy in front of us. Every drop of our focus shall be required if we are to inter the Phoenix. Asphodelos, the third circle. I figured we'd be palling around out here mostly. "22 minutes! Like hell! This is probably gonna get cut down. Oh, Carbuncle's gone. Oh, because I died. That's right. Hey, Carbuncle. What are you up to? Just being a squirrel thing? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, I get the feeling this might take a little bit. I'll just... Well, we got lucky the other ones were so quick. I'm just gonna cut to, when the duty finder pops. Be right back, I suppose. Jesus Christ. So, it's a good thing I have the, like, scam blocker, because, you know, the computers just, like, pump out phone numbers. I got 17 calls from the same number. That's bullshit. How is there not more control over things like this? Come on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do my daily stuff for my phone games while I'm waiting. Check Pokemans. I already transferred Hoopa from Go, so I have everything in home. But, I still do Go some. It's like, why the hell not? It's not bad, it's just not an actual Pokemon game. Oh, shit. That wasn't too bad. Oh no, one of my eggs is hatching at the same time. It's a fletchling. And it kinda sucks. You must close! Okay, let's go. Phoenix. Full party. The world unsundered. Asphodelos, the third circle. Mythic creation, the Phoenix. Does it have 3 heads? Yes, it does. Lots of things with 3 heads in this place. The ancients really had a hard-on for that kind of stuff. Oh. I almost ran forward a little too far. Let's do it to it. Whoever's main tank can get out there. See you go. I can't. Yes. My viewers are ready too. The Reaper just died. He legit died. That was really cool. I actually ran straight into that. I didn't even see what the attack was called. Experimental fire plume. Ah, that's going to be rotating. And then I'd imagine we're going to get hit with something in the middle too. Scorched Exhalation is the raid wipe. Oh, the Reaper bumped Egress. So they just teleported backwards into the flame. I've done that before. I can't, like, call them out on it. Oh, ads. Oh, I died somehow. I saw I had a mark. It was kind of a weird marker, but it was left Cinderwing. Was I supposed... Is it at like the Zand ones and you're supposed to stack up for it? Storm sweeps through, pouring burning rain. Hell yeah! Oh, I feel bad for melee DPS. Oh, cool. Oh, there's more of them, and they leave their circles after they die. That's super keen. Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to go in the circle. I don't know what the circle means. I'm just assuming it's bad. Yeah, I'm with the thing. We need to separate more. Woo! Okay, that's just an AoE there. Dead Rebirth? Right Cinderwing. I just happened to be on the right side there. Well, the correct side, rather. Fledgling Flight. Is that more of these sunbirds? Oh no, it's these things are back. I'm running too far in the circumference of the arena! Barrier, barrier! I wasn't stacked up with anyone, fortunately. I keep thinking those little things floating around are the stack markers. Seed of Condemnation, did that say? Summon my own Phoenix. Oh, uh-oh. This doesn't bode well. That's getting bigger. Scorched Isolation, that's the Raid Wide, right? Yeah. Nothing I can do about that. And we got this going again. Oh, I wasn't out of the way in time. Yeah, Heat of Condemnation is tank busters. We got these things coming back. I do love how summoners become a mobile caster. So many of my skills I can use while moving. Oh, wait, I think we have to stack for this. No? I don't know. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Oh, shit. Yeah, we need to heal or limit break. This is why you saved a limit break. Jeez, that went downhill so fast, I don't even know what happened. What the hell? I'm gonna die. Yeah. I don't know why I'm so bad at getting that one. Vulnerability, hell yeah. I don't remember when they added that, like, short invulnerability when you raise, but it is much appreciated. Sometimes you just can't control it. I did it again. I was so focused on my skills, I wasn't paying attention. I'll admit. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know why those markers are different. If they have some kind of mechanic I'm missing? The first time it killed me dead, but the second time I was okay. I did it! I did that mechanic without getting hit right at the end. Where is it? Carbuncle, help me. Just all of the skills I can get out there. I still have no idea what happened and we almost wiped. That was terrifying. Again, I'll just take whatever I can get in terms of gear. Doing these kinds of things before, it'd be like, oh, I'm trying to get the pants or whatever. And if you just like pass on everything else, then if someone else rolls higher than you, you just don't get anything and you have to do that whole fight again. I'll just take what I can get. Probably gonna get that armor piece. Yep. You need 4 armor for a piece of gear. It's, what, 4 armor, 4 pants, 2 head, hands, feet, and 1 for accessory. The same as Eden. With that, the Phoenix is shackled once more. However, there's yet the matter of this arena. As you've told us, there's but one person in Asphodelos with the ability and authority to wield such magics. Though fortunately, it appears he saved us the trouble of finding him. A contemptible display, as befits an inferior specimen. What is a specimen? Even so, I expected it would at least delay your advance. Imagine my surprise when I saw the chains of interment drag the phoenix back to its cage. Either the bird is even more a failure than its creators cared to admit, or you are no mean trespassers. Oh, I am quite the mean trespasser. You should see me drive. I'm mean as hell. I'd hoped our suspicions were misplaced, but alas. It's Count Chocula. He looks like Dracula in Symphony of the Night. Keyword Hesperos. Why? Why have you brought such chaos to your beloved Pandæmonium? Pandæmonium. Pitiless, impenetrable, and utterly steadfast, unlike those charged with its keeping. What has possessed you? I don't understand. This guy's voice keeps changing. Oh, Asphodelos! Must you pester me with these inane questions? Think for yourself. Surely you can muster a theory or two with that dim wit of yours. Then again, you've never been one for insight. Why Master La Habrea suffers your mediocrity I shall never understand. Consider this Dracula appearance make up for Lament of Innocence not working halfway through. 70% of the way through. We were damn close. And it just broke. You may look like him, but you are not the Hesperos I know. Something has warped you too from the inside out. The key ward I knew had compassion for all those under his charge, be they clad in robes or shackled in chains. Was that all a farce? Did you hide your contempt for us all these years? So what was created that just totally broke his brain? Those who are content to merely glimpse the water's surface are doomed to be dragged into its depths. You prove my opinion of you with every word. My mind is clearer than it has ever been. Even now, seeing you feebly grasp for answers makes the bile rise in my throat. Such wasted potential. To be son to Master La Habrea, yet no more skilled with magic than a newborn babe. He's Bab Habrea. But of course, it's always about La Habrea. Marcia. Silence! You are not worthy to utter his name. For once be grateful to witness a feat beyond your meager abilities, beyond your shallow reckoning. I have slipped the surly bounds of mortality. My voice is also peaking. I have become one with our mythic creations and rid myself of imperfections. I stand upon the threshold of godhood. You steal men's souls. As a Hemitheos shall I serve Master La Habrea, ever faithful unto the end of days. And he shall require no other. I think not. Kaput. Nani? Are you so blinded by arrogance you've lost sight of what it means to serve? Asphodelos is more capable than you could ever know. It was thanks to his instruction that I was able to master the art of interment, both how I wield it and how to break free of it. I totally would have stopped that, but I didn't have Carbuncle. Ezzy, let us quit this place. Whatever poison has corrupted Hesperos' mind, it is plain his power far eclipses our own. We must have time to gather our strength. Until I accept the next quest. Immediately. Later, Cracula. Weaklings though they may be, it takes a singular aptitude to master interment so quickly. To say nothing of how swiftly that familiar laid low the phoenix. See, that time I read the sentence right, but I thought I didn't. Regardless, their noble aims will be their undoing. Where they fritter away their strength in calming the beast of Asphodelos, I continue my work. Even should they survive long enough to reach the heart of my domain, naught shall await them but doom. I eagerly await your arrival, Ericthonios. Even dullards have their uses. My darkest suspicions have been realized. We face the key warder of Asphodelos himself. More than that revelation, however, Ericthonios worries me. He loved Hesperus for his compassion, but received naught but scorn from whatever the key ward has become. Where is he? Oh, he just left. Okay. Oh no, he's over there. He has said little since our return. I only hope that the shock of recent events does not prove to be a death knell for his resolve. Give me that crit! I pushed down before I pushed the button. Who wards the warders? Nice reference. Themos would offer what comfort he can to Ericthonios. Much as I'm loath to disturb Ericthonios so soon after what just occurred, I am afraid circumstances do not afford us the luxury of time. Perhaps it will do him well to speak about recent events, concerning both the key ward and his father. Hey, Baba Brea. For all the problems I have with Endwalker's story, Soken did fantastic work with the music, as always. The creation of the ward which surrounds Pandæmonium was an astounding feat of magical prowess, a feat accomplished by none other than La Brea. That both my father and I combined others in chains is perhaps the only thing that we have in common. Aye, so it is true. I'm La Brea's son, bereft of his talent for magics or his brilliant mind, but his son nonetheless. Surely this doesn't come entirely as a surprise to you. Nay, I had an inkling when you said you'd practiced ethereal shackles since childhood. I just figured they locked him under the stairs or something. They Harry Pottered his ass. Assuming you haven't been employed here quite that long, it had to indicate some long-held connection with La Brea. 'Twas La Brea that taught me how to cast ethereal shackles, but that was it. My further education was overseen by the words of La Brea, more specifically my mother, who was a researcher there. You did speak of Athena, chief keyword before La Brea. She is your mother, yes? Gasp! How astute. I can now see why you were chosen to lead this investigation. You've the right of it. Athena was my mother, and it was she who invited me to join her here. La Brea had nothing to do with it. I see there is little love lost between you two. What I cannot see is why La Brea was appointed Chief Key Ward when another was already in place. Was in place. My mother is no longer with us. And I hope that cat didn't mess with the microphone doing that. And La Brea was all too eager to assume her responsibilities, with nary a moment spared to mourn her. What love do I owe him now when he offered not one drop of compassion then? I see. She's no longer with us, an expression to convey the end of a life. I have known only the public face of La Brea. While he is lauded for his ability to maintain composure in the face of unnerving circumstances, I must admit that oft he comes across as cold. Apologies, but can we speak of something else? This topic isn't an easy one for me to discuss. Of course. There are more pressing matters at hand after all, namely how to deal with Hesperos. We have yet to see the other warders. Judging by what we know, we can surmise that Hesperos has confined them somewhere beyond our grasp. And now that he is aware of our presence, he will be preparing for our next encounter. We cannot expect to face a hiccup on equal footing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Every moment we spend chasing after the creations is another moment Hesperos can contrive another advantage for himself. The wisest course would be to find him first and foremost. He said that he's become one with creations. Perhaps that means he's vulnerable to interment? In theory, that should be possible. However, is it enough merely to confine him after all he's done? I need to know why. I need to know what drove him to forsake everything he's worked for. Was it all truly so that he could serve his master? To my mind, he's merely put La Habrea's own work at risk in trade for some nebulous power. La Habrea is the chief keyword of Pandæmonium. How would throwing it into disarray win his favor? It doesn't make any sense. I share your curiosity, but we must consider that our enemy has us at a disadvantage in every sense. What do you think? Should we seek to put him in fetters, or would it be too dangerous to allow him quarter? Destroy Dracula! Evil dies tonight. Oh, that shit. Daring as ever, I see. I know not which trials you faced in your past, but to see you so certain is all the convincing I need. Very well, let us try Ericthonius' plan. Thank you, Ezzy. I believe I can shed some light on the nature of our foe. When Hesperos spoke with us, I noticed he bore the telltale fangs of the Vrcolicus, a beast which feeds off the Aether's prey. He is a fucking vampire! Likely that is the creation Hesperos merged his essence with. He is Count Cracula! And we know all too well that he can change the environment around himself at will. The battle will not be an easy one, but I believe in our victory. Asphodelos, the fourth circle now accessible. The duty finder has been updated with a new regular duty. Here we go! Drunk with devotion to La Habrea and dripping venom from Ericthonius, Asphodelos' keeper may too be its most fearsome creation. Let's see what they gotta say. That Hesperos possessed such a lust for power, that he would resort to this. Clearly I misjudged him. I'd like nothing more than to strike him down myself, but seeing you wipe that arrogant grin off his face will taste just as sweet. He called himself a Hemitheos and claimed immortality. I know not how he discovered this dark art, but his actions do not bespeak a sound mind. Yeah, dude, he's a vampire. Gotta put him down. Whee! Whee! Still, no purpose for the hell portals. This entire area with the red demon portals and the gates that close you into a small square space has gone completely unused this entire time. And that's kind of disappointing. I mean, it's even got all the gargoyles and the spikes. This is an arena! And yet they do not arene. Oh, well, that was fast. Good. Now, granted, it does have the gates and the demon hell portal back here, too, at the entrance. Which kind of makes you wonder, what's the purpose of the red swirling portal thing? If they're also just normal gates. Because they ain't stopping me from going in. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world. In this world. Some shaders are getting funky. Hemetheos, Hesperos. Oh! And what is this music? Yeah, you can apparently change the pet appearance, but considering I'm switching between all of them, I'm fine with Carbuncle being the base. Oh, we got some green DPS that can't just sit the hell still. Elegant Evisceration. Oh, that's a tank buster. And it hurts like a bitch, apparently. There was but one master in Asphodelos. Whoa, cape go down. Oh, that's a bad touch, cape. These halls are my domain! He left a thing there, too. I'm not a fan of that. Oh, cool. Oh! What was that? Besides super cool. Excuse me? I don't even know what happened. Well, neither does the Dragoon who got killed at the same time as me. That is a... Yeah, we're missing something. The cape like doesn't attack, but then it transforms to the flooring, so it looks like that has something to do with it. I have to stand in the water during the proximity AoE. I'm expanding the box so I can read this. I have to stand in the water thing during the proximity. Thunder is out. Blue is out to corners, white is center. You got a little peek of the chat box there. Blue is out to corners, white is to center. Fire panel will be a stack. Blue to corners, white to center, fire stack. So it's what the it's what the floor turns into that tells us what we need to be doing. Water's knockback. Fire is stack. Thunder is moved to the middle. White, I'm guessing, is the thunder. Okay, well, all we can really do is give it another shot. I mean, it is day one. This is gonna happen. I think that's the first time I've used Addle today. I'm usually better about it, but I'm so just focused on trying to figure this shit out. Woo! Let's not be in there. Okay, so when it's the thunder one, we need to get to the opposite side of the arena. Again, I'm gonna wait to use Phoenix until his goes away. That's the water, so it's knockback. Oh, I think it can knock you back into the spikes. Are the spikes part of the arena? It looks like it on the map. The arena's just big. No? I don't know. Oh well, either way, knockback is the important part of that. If you insist upon this folly, then you must face the full extent of my authority. Ah shit, now he's mixing them. Oh, he's got 3. That's not good. So we need to get knocked, we need to stack up and get knocked back away from the thunder. I'm still afraid to stand on those panels. That guy over there that just did is braver than I am. Oh, they don't all go at the same time. I see. I stepped on the spikes. I think. Yeah, I think I stepped to the bound of the arena and that's what killed me there. I'm not gonna try it again. Like, I'm not gonna test that, because then I'd just be a jackass. But, yeah, I think the edge of the arena is instant death. And the white mage's game just froze. But they can still type. So for that one, you have to get in a thing that's not your role. That's interesting. Scurry vermin, ere my blade finds your bellies. Uh-oh. Oh! Okay. I really lucked out on that one. Yeah, that was an anti-roll based meteor. Oh, shit. Sword and cape. Oh, they were different markers. This is an interesting fight. Yeah, the song is pretty cool. eat my za, despite being lactose intolerant. I never said I make good choices. I have never once claimed this in my life. And the other summoner is getting theirs out first because I'm taking the time to do setups. I'm using Searing Light and all that. And they're just going straight into Bahamut for the rotations. I won't say they're doing it wrong, but... well, they're not. It's just I prefer to get all my setting up done first. To boost my, like, Bahamut gains. Well, apparently Stella got it figured out. Because she's running around. What's that become? That is the water one. So we need to get close so we don't get knocked into the spikes. Not is the main tank here. Ooh, that is deeply uncomfortable getting knocked that far back. I don't know what Hell... oh, that's Hell Skewer, okay. Answer that question. Elegant Evisceration, that's Tank Buster. And those orbs were the Reaper, not the boss. Okay, now we're doing threes. But I don't know how to tell the order in which they're going to go in. I guess just visual cues. Thunder. Is someone using a limit break? I saw that Hell Skewer coming. Those were some devs. Feast upon your agent. And this is where he does those markers, right? East and west. Oh no, this is the thing. Okay. I am not a healer, so I will be in here and I will also have a little burp. Sorry. I had a like noodle cup before this. Because I had to eat. Okay, this is the east and west. So this is conal. This clamorous is no mere effect or affectation, I assure you. This is knockback. Westerly shift. So that makes me wonder, yeah, so far the westerly has been conal and easterly has been knockback. Does he start mixing the symbols at some point? Hesperos's balloon absorbs ether? Is that what it said? Uh-oh! Uh-oh! I am not a fan of this. Oh, I see! It's like the meteor thing. You have to run into one that's marked with not your role. Despite all my rage, I am just a rat in a cage, as he just said. Okay, that's cool. I like this anti-roll stuff. That's new. We're so conditioned. I like the mechanics that go against what the game has conditioned us to. Uh-oh. Oh, that actually doesn't damage you. Oh yeah, there's the fire one. We haven't seen the fire one yet. Which one's going first? Fire. So we stack up? Yeah. And then he does Hell Skewer and we get the hell right out of there. What is it now? Thunder? Yes, it was! Damnation. And then that's the poison one, I guess? Oh, he does the meteors then, too. And here's water. Northerly shift, that's the cloak, so that's the pushback. Yep, limit break 3. It was the right move to make. Yeah, I need someone who's not DPS to take mine, thank you. Easterly shift. Ah. Someone else got him right as I was about. I tried to raise them because, well, they were still dead, but then someone did it right before me. So, Evisceration. I mean, it looks like this would hurt you, but apparently it doesn't. Double Titan. Which one? Which one? Fire. Water. Poison? Yes. Give me that shield! Damn you, Carbuncle! And then this one's gonna be Thunder. Yeah, that is some extreme proximity that it factors. It's rather bold of me to use a freet there too. Who are you raising? Who I was gonna raise. I'll get the Dragoon. Grab one of these tank ones, or this tank one. Southerly shift. We got this. There we go. Could be worse. Later, Cracula. Nosferatu? What? Pandæmonium Asphodelos complete. Not did a good job maintaining the whole thing. Nosferatu minion. I rolled a 96. Let's see what happens. Someone's gonna roll a 97. Oh no, I got it! Cool. Only the fourth ones in the normal raids drop minions. And Greaves. So I can trade in this ring. You get a blade just for finishing. I got body, feet, and hands, none of which I can trade in. Nothing if not gentlemanly, and perhaps bloodthirsty. You know what? Let's look at it now. That's not it. That's the Christmas Yeti. That's the Christmas Squirrel. That's a thing. Here we go. Oh, it's a little vampire bat. Though understood to refer to vampires, the word Nosferatu has an uncertain origin, and the same may be said of this bat-like creature. However, from the fact that it appears to be wearing a dinner suit and won't drink your blood without permission, it is certainly a gentlemanly sort. What are these? Tingudon and the Moai head. Okay. I figured it was just a good time to see that. I'm glad I got it, though. Now I don't have to try to get it later. Or hope I get it going through. Now, Themis, we end this here. Fools! I will not be put in chains! Oh no, his Chocula powers are reactivating. To think that I would fall before one such as you. Perhaps I should have treated you as more than a mere nuisance. Despite your victory, you shall never have the knowledge you seek. The secrets of my transformation, the secrets of my deception, they shall return to the star with me. You're wasting your breath, Hesperos. We have the upper hand now. Surely you can see that. Yes, yes. My repertoire is not exhausted yet, however. Although I have failed, my end shall be on my own terms. Oh, the flying Alucard sword. I remain loyal to my very last. Come what may, I die with dignity. That was more a snake thing than... How did your ambition lead you so astray, Hesperos? You were better than that. Your star shone more brightly than any other in Pandæmonium. You had Lahabre's respect, his trust. What more did you seek? That you would forsake all that and sully your legacy besides. He came to be blinded by his own desires that he lost his sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything, and his plans lie in tatters. I fail to see any dignity in that. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. Hesperos's infatuation with your father was his undoing. Perhaps he was jealous that fate had chosen you and not him to be Lahabrea's son. So terrible did his jealousy become that he sought verboten power, power that Lahabrea would be unable to ignore. How does a pursuit for respect warp one's heart so? How does infatuation with one person turn into contempt for everyone else? I've never heard of such a thing. It happens, but that doesn't mean it's right. I see. I admit I cannot but find it vexing, but perhaps that signifies not but my own capacity for bitterness. I do understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times, a person you trust to guide you true. How it is so desperately... what? How it is to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again. Whew. Reading's hard. But we have spent enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. There are the living to consider. We must find the other warders and round up the remaining creations forthwith. Of that, at least, we can be certain. I believe I can be of help in that matter. The influence of Hesperos' magic is fading throughout Asphodelos. Now is the perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to their original state. Seize control. Can you really do that? What? What is this presence? Ericthonius, what lies beyond that threshold? That's the passage which connects Asphodelos to Abyzos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances in the lower levels. Something stirs in Abyzos. Well, of course, otherwise we wouldn't be able to have 3 tiers of this. It's just a giant staircase like in Tartarus. And it's blocked, like in Tartarus. This is Persona 3. A warding sigil. How? Let us return to the gates for now. I should like to apprise the situation from there. I was wondering how it would keep us from just going on. Needless to say, our investigation is far from over. Although we've defeated Hesperos, it appears we have but scratched the surface of Pandæmonium's troubles. My head is still swimming with questions, but could this mean that Hesperos wasn't actually behind this? It is a stark possibility, yes. The root of this crisis may lie somewhere much deeper than even Abyssos. When we first encountered you, you said the memories of your escape were vague and that your senses were muddled. I believe this was more than the result of a panicked mind. You were made to feel this way by a powerful magical influence. It is possible that this same magic could have poisoned Hesperos' heart, twisting his affection for La Habrea into a burning obsession. Then, in his altered state, he was made an offer of power he could not refuse. Wait, are you suggesting that someone else turned Hesperos into that thing? If so, it stands to reason that they wouldn't stop at him. Indeed, our mysterious mastermind does not lack for subjects for his experiments. For more potential If what you're saying is true, then my colleagues, they're doomed to share the same fate as Hesperos. Do not lose heart yet, Asphodelos. Hesperos challenged us alone, and that tells me that the process of his creation was a long and taxing one. If he was the first Hematheos, then the rest of the warders are likely still alive. However, much as I would like to hasten deeper into Pandæmonium, the way forward is sealed off. We must focus our efforts on finding a way through. With the creations still having free reign of Asphodelos, that won't be easy. And that was my cat jumping off the table. On the contrary, I yet retain control of these circles, and thus can wield interment magic within their halls at will. The creatures will pose no threat to us. Good? Just like that. Then nothing's stopping us from returning order to Asphodelos. Just so. I shall require your expertise to keep the peace after the subjects have been returned to their confinement, however. You are Asphodelos' sole remaining warder, after all. Truth be told, I did not expect this investigation to become so involved. Of course, I would like to resolve matters here without resorting to outside help, but... Do you mean to send a report to La Habrea? 'Tis too soon to say. Let us first find a way into Abyssos. It would be best to withhold our judgment until we have ascertained the whereabouts of the other warders and the identity of the party responsible for their disappearance. Agreed. Even so, if it means saving even a single life within Pandæmonium, then I'm not above asking La Habrea for help, should it come to that. Recent discoveries certainly paint Hesperos' actions in a new light. The number of unknown elements in this investigation grows, and we must proceed forward with the utmost caution. We must scoop our litter quieter. To that end, Asphodelos and I shall remain here for the time being. Much as I enjoy your company, I do believe we shall be needing protection so long as we remain in Asphodelos. You should take this time to rest. Surely you are weary, and there may be more battles ahead of us. Themis' burden may grow heavier in your absence, but he's shown that he's more than capable to bear it. Still, I would help wheresoever I'm able. All we've achieved so far has been thanks to you two, and I mean to repay the debt I owe. I don't know what use I can be outside of placating the creatures, but I'll find a way. Nonsense, you owe us nothing. It was thanks to your knowledge of the magics which govern this place that we were able to come this far. Elsewise, we would have likely succumbed to the hippocampus' assault. Each of us has arrived at this dire pass by separate paths, but it is only by combining our respective expertise that we will reach the end of it and see Pandæmonium saved. My expertise is murder. Thank you, Humus. Hesperos' words seem to have affected me more than I realize. Together we've come this far, and together we'll reach the end. I have no doubt we will. Even so, let us allow Ezzy her rest. Yeah, this has been going on for almost 3 hours. It's going to take forever to process this video. Besides, you have someone waiting a report on your progress, yes? I dare say your story will be much more than they ever imagined. See what they have to say. Ah, so you don't serve the convocation. I suppose I needn't worry about you going behind our backs to curry favor with La Habrea. My friend would be very curious to hear what has occurred here. However, I fear that if I left Pandæmonium, the wards protecting it would quickly deteriorate. I hope she does not mind me assuming some of my duties in the meantime. Oh, I hope she does not assume... Do not presume! I hope that she does not mind assuming some of... She's gonna have to do his work for him. And yes, I bumped your tail because you are in the way. Meow. Meow. Your tail's in the way. I'm trying to do mouse stuff. I forgot what I was doing. Oh Lord, Aporia. Oh no, oh no! It's a good thing we're done. Now's the time for my brain to shut down. After all the fights. Go see Claudia, and of course it's another cutscene. Welcome, Ezzy. Back from the past, none the worse for wear, I see. So what did you find, and what was with that cadence? None the past were worse for wear. So there is evil afoot in Pandæmonium. An already ominous place, I must say. Mythic beasts and missing warders. Truly we are fortunate to see you return to us in one piece. It appears the voice Ezzy heard from the crystal spoke the truth. As for who left it behind, and why, those are yet questions to be answered. Indeed, it could be someone who lived among the ancients, or it could be someone trying to avert a tragedy from the future. Much remains shrouded in mystery. Yet, ilm by ilm, we shall unveil that mystery. With the help of Ezzy, of course. By her actions was the fabric of the past reshaped, yet she returns to the same present she left. Which can only mean one thing, that her intervention in Pandæmonium's crisis is but one of the countless building blocks of history upon which our past present has been built. It's a self-fulfilling thing. The present is what it is because I've already done everything I haven't done yet. There's no telling what consequences would arise if we stopped pursuing this matter now. Whatever plot is unraveling within Pandæmonium, we must not let it reach its conclusion. If one of those creatures should escape, what ripples would carry forth to the future? It might wreak havoc upon the world of the ancients, and their despair would leave an indelible mark upon history's pages. That despair would only feed the terrible beasts that arose during the final days. Oh shit, this guy gets lines! The first final days already had a drastic effect on the eons that followed. If the scars that left were made even deeper, then we risked losing our present entirely. Whatever the cost, our connection with the future of Elpis must be preserved. I know I've asked much of you already, but can I count on you to continue your work in Pandæmonium? Now I'm reading it like Themis. Your tireless efforts are much appreciated. If there's aught we can do to ease your burden, you need only say the word. Speaking of which, might you return the crystal into our keeping? While we cannot accompany you to the past, perhaps something can be gained by researching it further. Yeah, why not? It shines just as splendidly as the day we met. We shall begin work right away, but I cannot promise any meaningful results for some time. And as matters in Elpis seem to be in a similar state, I must ask that you rest. But before that, allow me to make an introduction. What? As our research moves into its critical stage, I found it only suitable to recruit another assistant. Who is it that I already... Oh. Mylini is an expert in armaments from throughout history, be they from the far-flung past or made in the most modern forges. Should you find aught of interest in your adventures, bring it here and she will be glad to offer her services. She's who I give the bits to. We know researchers in numerous fields would love to get their hands on artifacts from bygone eras and would give you goods in return that should aid you in trials ahead. Her and a dude in Rods at Han, where I'm more likely to be doing business, because that's where the tomes are too. Furthermore, if you ever wish to peruse the records of events you have reported here, Nemgiji has been taking faithful and thorough records. Notes, even. She is at your complete disposal. I sense that we've embarked upon something monumental, something that will dwarf all else I have accomplished in my many years of research. I can think of no greater honor nor reassurance than to have your capable assistance in this endeavor. If there is anything to be found that will contribute to your success, we shall find it. We shall not rest until we've unlocked the mysteries of this crystal, and you will be the first to know when we do. You just gonna, like, shoot me an email or something? I want quick tongue materia. Get that spell speed up, son. Honestly, I don't think Ifrit is strong enough to warrant being the only one with casting time, or at least casting time that long. Disciples of Magic, I can only get accessories, but let's look at the stuff at least. It's okay, but you can't die. You have to do Savage to get the ones you can die. I'm fine with the healer one. That's not bad. And those are just pants. Not big on the pants. And the boots are okay. I can imagine the healer are the same ones, yeah. That's just like, yeah, wristbands. That's just to, like, stick on. Okay, whatever. I want to get the ring. Considering, I've got the Moonward ring, which is 570, but it's unique, so I can't have two. This Limbo ring is the next best one I can do. Well, it is the best. This Moonward ring is... Well, the Zodiac... you know what I mean. I'm gonna have a hard time replacing this last ring of casting, so I should choose ring. Unsung ring of Asphodelos. We'll trade that in. Disc gold tomes. Oh, yeah, that's what we trade the blades for. You need 7, which means it takes 7 weeks to get one of these. And then you trade this for your weapon. But that's not going to be until 6.05, they said? Who do I talk to unlock Savage? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to do Savage now anyway. $5.69. I'll mess with materia later. I am going to say that that's the end of this video. Where, after me trimming some things out, that's going to put us at, like, just under 3 hours. So, that's more than enough. Yeah, I'll probably do some leveling and just talk about Endwalker in general at some point. I'll probably record it instead of streaming it. And I'll definitely continue Pandæmonium as that releases. Maybe the Alliance raid? I don't know. To my knowledge, they haven't said anything about the Alliance raids yet, what they're going to be. So, I don't know. We'll see. Again, I was just laying in bed last night and I was like, oh, I'm going to be doing it anyway. I should record it. So, I did. Here we go. Hopefully you've been enjoying Endwalker, whether you're playing it or watching it. And, yeah, there we go. Have a good rest of your day. Have a happy holiday. Merry Christmas. I'll say a good new year now. I'm going to be posting more stuff before the end of the year, but still. And, above all, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.